What's up, everybody, and welcome back for another Big Easy Bets college basketball play of the day. This is for Friday, March 14th. Last time out on Thursday, it was not a good day. 1-3. We're always going to be transparent. Do not get discouraged by some regression. We were running very hot. We gave a couple back, but we're going to get right back on track starting today with 4 plays. But to recap, Indiana was a bad pick. It just was. They're inconsistent. I was hoping we got the good Indiana. We got the bad. It was a bad play. Iowa State, though, this one doesn't sit right with me because Gilbert was in and out of the lineup. I understood that. But then Lipsy was listed as active, played almost the entire game before, and then he didn't play a single minute. So he went through warm-ups. I guess something didn't check out, but they listed him as active, and he didn't touch the court. So BYU just doesn't miss. It was a frustrating game. Iowa State held their own offensively, but I don't know what happened to their defense. North Carolina helped us avoid disaster, -5.5. They win by 9. It was certainly sweaty down the stretch. And then Louisville was a frustrating one, too. This really bad first half and just got off to such a bad start in general. Hepburn did not play well until the second half, but then they really turned it on. They were down 15 points with 12 minutes to go. Fast forward to a minute and a half left in the game. They're at the free throw line with a chance to make it a 9-point game. A backdoor miracle cover was possible somehow. Well, then fast forward a minute later, and it's a tie ball game. Somehow Chucky Hepburn gets a ball tipped right to him. He hits a game-winning jump shot. So good shot, but not a. It was a great comeback from Louisville, but not a good start to that game. So tough day. Like I said, don't get discouraged by regression. We're going to get right back on track. Starting today, 4 plays. SEC tournament, Auburn taking on Ole Miss. We've seen these two teams match up twice. First time was at Ole Miss. Auburn won by 10. Second time was at Auburn. They won by 30. So they dominated the boards in both matchups. They guarded the perimeter very well. Denver Jones is the key here, arguably the best on-ball defender in college basketball. I just think Auburn outmatches Ole Miss in pretty much every way. So, and I don't think I'm going out on a limb there. They're arguably the best team in the country. We're going to lay 11 points with Auburn. I just don't think that Ole Miss is going to have the offensive firepower to keep up, and Auburn has too many different guys that can hit from the outside. You can work through Broom down low. They're one of the most, if not the most complete team in the country. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. 11 points is not enough to scare me away, so we will lay 11 with Auburn. Second play, Oregon taking on Michigan State. We just faded Oregon with Indiana. We've faded Michigan State a ton this year, and it hasn't made us any money. So we're not going to do that again. We're going to lay 5.5 points with the Spartans here. It's March, whatever you want to call it. Izzo gets the guys going. So does Dana Altman, don't get me wrong. But this Michigan State defense, what they're able to do on that side of the ball is remarkable. It really is. And then with Jace Richardson still emerging as I would argue a superstar scoring threat. This kid's going to be probably a lottery pick after this year. If Akins can keep contributing, they just have a lot of options now. They can go on cold stretches, don't get me wrong, but their defense is so good they can withstand the cold stretches, and then inevitably Richardson's going to get hot, and he's going to knock some shots down. So we're going to lay 5.5 points with the Spartans as the second play of the day. Third play and the fourth play are both going to be going back to it, but starting with the third, Marquette taking on St. John's. We were on Marquette in both matchups. They lost both matchups. The last time out, they had the ball in regulation with the shot clock turned off. Somehow Cam Jones passed it, and Ben Gold ended up with the ball. Missed it. They go to overtime. Terrence Ross ends up with the ball. Shot clock turned off. It gets poked out from behind right to Etchafor for a game-winning shot. This one came right down to the wire. Both games were very close. Two teams that know each other very well. It's a dog fight. St. John's doesn't shoot it well from the outside, but they smother you on defense, and they attack the boards relentlessly. Neither team turns it over a ton, and both force you into a ton of turnovers. We're going to take Marquette plus 4.5. We're going to do it again. We're going to go for third time's the charm. It's a guard-heavy matchup here, and I just think it's too many points. This should be a bucket or less. So we're going to take plus 4.5 with Marquette and see if we get burned again for the third time. Speaking of the third time, fourth and final play of the day, North Carolina plus 8 taking on Duke without Cooper Flagg. They got banged up in the last game. Flagg, they're saying he's an outside chance to play. That dude ain't touching the court, let's be honest. He might not see the court until the second weekend of the March Madness tournament, depending on how bad the ankle is. Obviously, they're going to handle the first round, and then you would imagine they can handle an 8 or 9 seed in the second round. But this game, I would imagine that Duke, after losing Cooper Flagg, they don't want to lose anybody else. That doesn't mean that they're not going to try in this game. But North Carolina has increased their likelihood after a win against Wake Forest and Notre Dame. They've increased the likelihood that they find their way into the March Madness tournament. But you know what would guarantee you to get in? Beat Duke. With or without Cooper Flagg, you go ahead and you beat this Duke team, you're going to get in. Do I think it's going to happen, or am I saying it's going to happen? No, but I think 8 points is too many. I think they will be inside the number here. RJ Davis is shooting the ball very well. It was not a great game from Vin Allen Lubin, and Withers didn't shoot it as well as he did against Notre Dame. But we're going to go back to North Carolina here for the third time. Again, we're going to see if third time's the charm. If not, we're going to look like a big dummy, but we're going to do it again. 4 plays for Friday. Auburn -11, Michigan State -5.5, Marquette +4.5, and North Carolina +8. Do not be discouraged by the regression. At the end of the day, we will make money when it's all said and done. We're not going to win every play, but we're going to get it back on track starting Friday. Good luck.